Hello everyone, it's August and it's our time to challenge our stash and make a pet layout. I also thought I would incorporate the August 15th sketch from Stuck Sketches. To be honest, I wasn't actually going to use that sketch, but after I cut out these heart paw prints on my silhouette machine and started laying them out on the page, it made me remember that sketch and I thought, perfect one to use. I also pulled out this paper from the Teresa Collins 9 & Co range from about 2014 actually, but I quite like the contrast of the bright green and orange on these photos. And these photos are of my cheeky little pussycat who got herself caught in my shower. Don't ask me how. All I know is I heard her cry out one day and I came to investigate, and there she was in the shower with the screen door shut. She couldn't get out, crying and looking at me with absolute panic. And of course, I did the thing that every caring mother would do. I ran and got my camera, to take some photos. Then I let her out. She was fine. Obviously, the door had been open a little bit and she'd gone in and knocked the door and it shut behind her. It was a bit of excitement for her on what is normally a quiet existence. She just lays around for most of the day. So while I've been rambling on about Beauty the cat, I've managed to glue on the paw prints, cut them all out, cut a piece of patterned paper in half, and then start some inking. I used this stencil in a layout a while ago and a lot of people asked about it. And truly, it's just one I picked up from a local art shop. We have in Australia an art shop called Riot Art and Craft. And it was like really cheap, $4, $5, something like that. Very thin, but I really liked the splatters on it. And seeing as it was a layout about the cat stuck in the shower, I figured some water splatters were perfect. I do have to say, I went a little bit overboard at the end with these splatters. And now looking back at the video, I think I probably should have stopped about here. But, oh well, sometimes these insights come at the end and you can't do anything about it. I mean, I could have ripped that off and started again, but I was like, no, I'll leave it. Because it doesn't look horrible. It's just, I think, for me, a bit more visually appealing at about this stage of inking than at the end. However, not everyone might agree with me. I don't know if it's coming through on the voiceover or not, but gee, I'm finding it pretty hard to find a quiet place in my house today to do my recording. I've got friends staying over. We've been having a scrapping weekend and it's been fantastic. But they're giggling and laughing and having a great time. It's early Sunday morning. My son's fast asleep in the room next door snoring. There's birds chirping outside and I'm just going, ah, some peace would be good. So hopefully it's not coming through on the video. Anyway, back to the layout. I've just trimmed down this photo even smaller, just so that, I don't know, I like the size a bit better, I suppose. And it did fit on that piece of leftover paper, so I didn't have to get another piece. This comes from another paper pad that I had. I just pulled out a couple of a green and a green and an orange to go with the layout. And I wanted that bright pattern behind the photos. I just felt it made it pop. I decided to put some foam behind the small photo just to add that bit of dimension and interest. And originally, I mean, all the way through when I was planning this, I didn't have the photos laid out this way at all. I had them on the opposite side. But it's funny how that when you go to put them down, for some reason, like I looked at it and went, it's much better to put the little photo on the right because it has that empty space in the photo that I can overlap it with. I found this piece of the 9 & Co paper in amongst my pocket page cards. Don't ask me why, don't know. But anyway, it was there and it was the perfect size for the photos. So I backed it with some orange ready to go. And here you can see that inking in the background is growing. It keeps growing throughout the rest of the layout. I did decide to ink around the edge of the pattern paper More so because one of my friends who's scrapbooking with me this weekend commented about how I don't ink anymore on my layouts. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. Just to prove a point. I'm not like that at all, really. So rearranging. Oh, look, more inking. Helen, you should have stopped, but no. And then I did find another paw print that was sitting on my desk. It was a bit of a dodgy cutting experience to start with, but I wanted to add one more in to add at the bottom right hand corner. And then in the paper are these lovely florals, so I decided to fussy cut some out to add as well. I don't know if you like fussy cutting or not, but one thing for me that works really well is I don't actually move my scissors. If you watch this, my hand with my scissors in stays still, and I'm turning the paper all the time, not the scissors. And pausing there for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, I cut it all out with all the little bits with a nice white border around so it matched the paw prints. But because it was taken from a corner of the paper, there were some of the bits cut off anyway, and I didn't like that, so I cut it finer all the way around just the flowers. I'm cutting this piece of pattern paper to make the end of a tag, or a tag like end, to go on the left hand side of the photos here as a place to put my title and add some of the flowers. Because I thought about this afterwards, I had to pull up some of the paw prints to get it in behind. That cat and the one you can see that I forgot to film that part where the cat at the bottom, it was from a crepe paper little 3x4 card that I had in my stash, and when the cat's face was perfect for mine. It's got a sad face, and I thought, well, that's exactly what's happening. So anyway, called it Stuck. Very original, but that's what she was. She was stuck. And then I've added some journaling and I use this light grey pen quite often because I don't want the journaling to stand out. It's there so we can remember. Well, not that I think I'll forget this day, but just so it's there and the story's recorded. But so it's not a prominent part of my layout. Then finishing off with some little enamel dots and hearts and a few clear stickers. And this one too from a while ago from crepe paper. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this layout today. Please check out the other ladies' blogs as well, videos, and see their layouts. Thanks for watching.